Good day. So one target for today is to discuss to you about our syllabus. So if you can see, let me start. This is a syllabus formulated for LS 323 Information Technology, and this is commonly equated to information technology for that will support learning and research. So let me start with the description of the course. This course is designed to introduce IT to the social science and the humanities with particular focus on learning and research activities. It discusses how technology can be used to support research and learning. It will also discuss how technology can be used as an alternative class supporting class activities including online interaction. The course will focus on developing and improving the skills in using technology rather than at the conceptual level. Though anchored on the concepts, it will also tackle empirical research in the use of technology. The course also paired with the use of basic IT skills such as word processing, spreadsheet presentation software, and online tools. So this is credited to 3 units to students, and the background needed for this subject might be an MS degree and at the same time have somewhat research background on writing articles or using basic software. There's no core requisite, and it is expected that you have 3 hours per week of effort for this course. So let me skip the different vision mission of the school and as well as the program outcomes and alignment for the program. I haven't also defined the alignment since I was not able to, as of now, I was able to get a copy of the PhD language program outcomes as well as graduate programs in CAS, although it's available, but still I'm requesting it from your department. So the major course output of this course is submission of activities with output of work at the MOLI course, submission of links to online work, and research report of a case involving actual slash or published organization or about an organization on the use of technology or learning. So let me start on the flow of the course. Just ignore the week. We are not bound to time here, but somewhat required in the syllabus, we are required to present it in a weekly manner, but we are always flexible, especially during this pandemic. But somehow we agreed on the different activities that is expected for the course. But of course, you can also negotiate, especially if you have difficulty accessing the course or during accessing the internet. So the first module will be focusing on um, an introduction and overview of the course, which is this what we are doing now, although we're delayed a week already. You are expected to explain the relevance of the course to MSU IIT's VMG or Vision Mission Goals and recite Vision Mission and core values. I might not be requiring you to recite itself, but at least you'll be familiar with what's the vision and mission of MSU IIT for you to be oriented also as part of the organization. You are required to introduce yourself in the Molly account and somewhat comment on how do you apply the core values as a student of MSU IIT. And the resources needed for this one is the website. Okay, and it's not very critical for the course. Let's start with the second module. The module 1 is entitled ICT in the Organization Supporting Learning and Research. Here we will look at the support of ICT in the organization and we define or we use the term information systems for us to know what are the support of technologies in the organization. And by the end of this module, you as a student will be able to explain ICT support to different levels of the organization. And the first video that I will be sharing to you is actually the different levels of information systems supporting various levels of organization. So at least you will already know on that. And if you will divide the different sessions on this course, we can classify that we start with the use of technology in the organization, which are information system support for 2 particular levels of the organization. Second, technology and the learning environment. You have just to read a paper on this one, as well as research tools and related technologies. This might be a video activity that will be given to you. Anyway, you are alone in the class as of now, so there's no pressure. You can use your time, but please always coordinate me to be able to ask questions, or we can use efficiently or effectively our Facebook in coordination anytime. And the second module would be in ICT tools for research and learning. So in the first module, we will learn a conceptual aspect of organization ICT. The second, the second module will focus on learning and research in general. So that means we will focus only on educational institutions rather than the normal organization. And at the end of this module, you will be able to apply the use of ICT tools in writing and research writing and learning. That means you will be familiar with the use of tools, meaning we focus here on the skills aspect of the course of the information technology. In fact, I will require you to write a paper using these different tools. So you are expected to know the sessions available for this course is managing files online. So I'll share a video on how to do it and the requirements in your Molly account, what to upload. Second is your spreadsheet application. So we have a sample activity in using a spreadsheet. Session 3 is Mendeley as a research tool. So I will introduce to you Mendeley. If you know already Mendeley, that would not be a problem. You just need to have a proof that you are using it. And next is qualitative data analysis tool. We will use a I'm a qualitative researcher, or I consider myself as a qualitative researcher or focus on qualitative research. So I'll share to you some tools that I'm using in research, especially on coding. And lastly, we have summary and checking of understanding, which is a short quiz situational essay that will evaluate what you've learned and your experiences. There's no such, don't worry too much, because that's not a very critical requirements, but only a check of your opinion and on your experience. You are expected to submit or created a files on shared folder. You have submitted a spreadsheet activities with instruction. You are also expected to install word processing and Mendeley in your computer. And let me know if you don't have one, so that you will lessen the requirements, or if you have difficulty. But I want you to experience using Mendeley in research and how easy it is to provide references, writing references when you use this tool. And of course, you are required to access a qualitative data, a collaborative qualitative data tool. Maybe we may skip the qualitative data analysis tool standalone in your computer, but I might require you, or I will require you to log into an online collaborative coding tool. Okay, so the last module would be tools. Last module 3. This is this is module 3. ICT tools for research and learning. So here is you will to develop online learning spaces to support learning activities or classroom or events. So here this is also an applied aspect, and you have a choice to create a website or a classroom, but I'm advising you to use online classroom. The designing learning spaces is to provide a support space for students in learning. That means during this pandemic, we have a challenge on delivery of instruction, but your target is to create a learning spaces that will support not necessarily a primary tool for students to learn, but a space for students to refer into or to check, to be able to implement an online, to use resources available in your online class. We will be using Google Classroom for this one. And this will be provided by tools and guided tutorial online. And what is expected of you? You are expected to create an online course and submit it in the class for evaluation. For grading, I'm not very critical here in grading, but we will follow the same grading standard of MSU IIT. You are expected to have a grade on the following, and of course final research paper, which is actually the online classroom, and the short write-up, the short paper review and assignment. These are activities that you need to submit in Google, and class attendance and participation is considered bonus as long as you always access and coordinate with me. And we have a 60% passing to pass the course, and I'm expecting you to have a grade of at least 175 for the course since this is a doctorate course. And that's it. Any resources needed for the course, you can ask directly to me, especially that our resources here is most of it are actually on 2019, 2018, 2020, 2019, and 2007. So these are latest materials, but it's already available to me, so you can actually request it in advance if you want. Okay, so I think that's it for the um, orientation about the syllabus, and I will expect a lecture later.